Greetings everyone, hey, how you doing? It's Matt Sella, and today we are doing a review, spoiler talk, of The Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 1, called The Bad Batch. My name is Cadet Matt, and I hand the reins over to my Admiral, Mark. What's going on there, buddy? What's our status?
We have big news from the front, Matt. There's a battle going on Annex, the home of the Republic shipyard, and it's under attack by the none other brilliant mastermind, Admiral Trench and his separatist forces.
You got quite an appreciation for that guy, eh?
I do, and I also just cleared my throat, so hopefully I sound better while I'm doing this recap. But Mace Windu and Anakin Skywalker, that's Anakin Skywalker's like hoarding cousin, Skywalker.
There is another Skywalker.
Always another. There is. No. Anakin Skywalker sent a batch of clone forces to go and combat the Admiral, consisting of Cody and Captain Rex, along with a new group known as the Bad Batch, or Clone Force 99, named after Clone 99 from the earlier seasons. You might remember, Matt, the defected one that was when they were cadets.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, so actually, that was a fun little thing that I actually looked up. I was like, oh no, that's actually canonically a reference to that character. I was like, I like that character. That makes me happy. But yes, they go on into battle with a Bad Batch, as they're called, Force 99, because they're afraid that their tactics have become orthodox, and Clone Force 99 is anything but orthodox, being composed of what are considered defective but underwent conditions to have desirable mutations that make them very unique. In this case, some of them looking like Clint Eastwood and Rambo. And giving off a very Team Fortress vibe, and learn to appreciate each other and discover quite possibly Rex's greatest concern, that his good brother Echo might still be alive and under separatist imprisonment. For those of you at home, this episode is was one of the unfinished episodes that was a victim of the Clone Wars series cancellation, first premiering at Celebration Anaheim in 2015 and eventually airing on the official Star Wars website. So now 5 years later, it's finally completed. I would say because of that, and I think just it shows very much, this feels like a very natural continuation of where we left the Clone Wars series. Matt, your thoughts on these clones and just being back with Clone Wars now, having recently binged it for the first time yourself?
I think the very fact that you can confirm it, that it was consistent and was kind of a rough cut episode, finally made full, that made me happy. Because as I was watching it, it definitely felt consistent with the last few seasons. I mean, voice work, camera work, just overall tone, I think it was very well done in keeping with the spirit of the last few seasons, because it was part of it at one point. So I was actually really happy to be back with the clones. Like I think you mentioned to me, you were a little surprised that we started off this season with clones, but some of my favorite episodes involved the clones. So it was kind of cool to see like a little bit more of that going on, because we have so much other content that covers the Jedi and the politics sometimes. So I personally really like that. And the way it's set up, yes, we definitely got like the Bad Batch, which are heavily inspired by some 80s action heroes and whatnot. But it was really interesting to see them kind of like the defective clones utilized to become their own special unit. But at the same time, like I'm getting a lot of the Mandalorian, the prisoner vibes from this, where the Bad Batch might actually turn on Rex and Cody.
Mm-hmm. And full disclosure, since this is part of the episodes that weren't finished, I haven't seen those episodes in a long time. Like we said, it's been 5 years. I don't remember what happens. We don't know if that does happen or not. And Matt himself has not seen the unfinished version. So if we're wrong, just know that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we're watching this as fresh as possible, and I personally I'm glad I didn't look at the unfinished episodes, because I like to go in as a watcher, someone who wants to be entertained, see it in its full bloom.
Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know if it would have looked the way it did necessarily had it come out in 2015, but I thought the lighting and all this stuff was definitely peak for the series. And of course, we do see Anakin Skywalker having a much more redone model to look more in line with his movie counterpart as we get closer and closer to that timeline wise. So I think visually, this was actually even one of the stronger episodes of the series as a whole so far, and I expect that to keep going forward.
I think so too. Overall, though, I think it was just a good way to dip your toes back into the pool that is the Clone Wars, while somewhat retrieving new content, especially for those who aren't like deep fans of this franchise, to really look at the rough cuts of these supposed episodes. And I like what they originally had, because again, I enjoyed the last couple seasons. If you want to hear our full opinion on that, folks, I recommend you check out our season 1 through 6 revisit recap discussion.
Yeah, I agree, Matt. It's really too early because this episode was very solid, very well done. It's too early even for me to like, I'm sure maybe there are some things that I could nitpick on it, but like it feels too early. I don't know where things are going just yet because we haven't seen the unfinished versions of these episodes. And I'm glad I haven't. I kind of want to, like you said, be open and be surprised, especially with a lot of things. But yeah, like I really liked it. A great episode. I kind of wish maybe they had released 1 or 2 more, at least maybe just to finish this little arc. But, you know, I'm excited now to have a fun new weekly series to enjoy.
And I think that's the idea. You just want to have something that you want to go back to keep you hooked to see what happens next. Now, does this episode have that big hook? It's subjective to say, but I am looking forward to the next episode.
Absolutely. And at that, Matt, take us home.
Yes, sir. You heard our opinions, folks, but now we want to hear yours. Let us know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the latest episode of The Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 1, The Bad Batch? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were some of your favorite moments? Share your thoughts. Join the conversation. If you like reviews just like this, hey, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that jazz. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to my Patreon, or you can do a one-time donation at my Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/The Matt Sella Podcast. Links in the description below. This is Cadet Matt Sella.
This is Admiral Mark.
Thanking you all for tuning in.